Bike riding is becoming an increasingly popular form of transport for everybody from company directors down to 16-year-old students. But the increase in popularity has brought with it a problem for those who choose to ride on two wheels. Perhaps it's a hangover from Marlon Brando and the film The Wild One, but all of a sudden, respectable riders like John Phillips are finding they aren't welcome at some places around town.
There was a group of young people who had just finished taking a church service. This was a Sunday night, and we thought that we'd go to the Pizza Hut for a little supper before we went home. There was 3 of us on bikes and 2 carloads, and as soon as we pulled up, a member of the staff rushed out and told us before we could virtually turn our bikes off that our presence was not desired. In fact, bikies just weren't allowed in the premises.
Did you explain to him, though, that you had been to church and you weren't, in fact, bikies in the true sense of the word?
We did this, yes. We explained to him where we'd been, and that didn't make any difference. He assured us that the management had stated no people on bikes whatsoever.
Well, what happened? Did you eventually get into the Pizza Hut or not?
Yes, we did. We shifted our bikes a little down the road and put our helmets and jackets in the cars of the other people that were there and walked in. So we'd walked there virtually. We hadn't come on bikes.
As an experiment, we gathered together a group of motorcyclists and rode to the Pizza Hut on Green Hill Road. And strangely enough, we were allowed in. A spokesman for the Pizza Hut chain said later the restaurants were for family groups, and the sight of bikies was not a pleasant one for these people. He said people on bikes would be served if they removed their jackets and did not misbehave. Peter, as a fellow who rides a bike, what sort of problems do you encounter when you go into places of public entertainment, for instance?
Generally, take the jacket off or get out. Or sometimes you don't get the choice, you wander in, they'll just block. No entry.
But have you ever given anybody any reason at all to stop you entering your premises, like started a fight or been noisy?
Oh, no, not myself, no. I've never been with a group that has, no.
You've been riding for quite a while?
Yeah, 5 years.
What specifically happens when you go into a place?
Usually there's a very neat little guy in a suit, and he'll come out and just say, move along, we don't want you here, or something along that line. They're usually pretty good about it. They don't get abusive unless you start arguing with them. Like asking for reasons, and you say, get out, we call the cops.
Do you ever get any reasons?
No. Oh, they'll say things like, we don't want our stuff busted up, or it'll upset the clientele. That's about all.
That motorcyclist, Peter Ashford, was refused service at this restaurant recently when he went to buy some cigarettes with some of his friends. So he took them back to the restaurant on Anzac Highway to see if the attitudes towards people on motorbikes had changed. The people who run the restaurant could not remember the incident, but as soon as we walked through the door, we got a reaction from the staff. Well, we weren't refused service in there, but when we all walked in our leather jackets and helmets and stuff, the girl behind the counter called out the manager's name. The manager came to us, said to us, "Gentlemen, if you want to be served, would you please remove your jackets and leave them out on your bikes?" In fact, we found out in talking with the manager that usually if a group of bike riders or bikies do come in here, what's happened is that they're asked to leave their bikes around the side, out of sight, and also to take their jackets off and leave their jackets outside as well. The idea being, as the manager says, that this is a family restaurant and they don't want sort of bikies and other rough-looking people hanging around. So the story seems to be the same. The people who run this sort of establishment are anxious to retain their family image. A spokesman for Hungry Jack said he would serve people whose appearance wasn't offensive. Perhaps a few have made it difficult for the majority, but if you are hungry, it might be easier to leave your bike at home before going out for a meal.